Hello, how's it going? Welcome to Season 4 of F1 Manager 2022. We've had 66 episodes of drama, highs and lows, 2 World Championship titles in both the Drivers' Championship and Constructors' Championship, and now it's time for a new era. We've got a raft of regulation changes coming. I'm coming into today's episode intending to replace both drivers at the end of the season, and I think we're going to be in for a really excellent time going forward into season 4 and beyond. And of course, we're not going to be doing it daily, but the plan is to go for 4 times a week on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday at the usual time of 1 o'clock UK time, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so it will always be there for you. Some of me was contemplating 8 o'clock. I don't know, maybe I'll put a poll out. Maybe this has come out at 8 o'clock. I don't know. But yeah, I kind of want to get into the habit of doing some more series again on the channel. Football Manager's just come out. That's obviously a massive game for the channel usually. Got some other projects in the pipeline as well. But thank you very much for the support on this series. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I know so many of you are enjoying it. I'm still loving the series as well. And we'll just go season by season now. So we're doing a season 4. If at the end of season 4 we say, nah, we don't want to continue with this save anymore, we want to move on to pastures new, then that's what we'll do. So, yeah, hopefully that's all right, and hopefully that all makes sense. But, yeah, it's going to be a long episode today, so make sure you've got your nice cup of tea or soft drink. I've got Fanta Zero with the Halloween edition, all in time for a very long episode. I think we had 2.5 hours at the start of season 2. I think we could be going on for something pretty similar today. So get yourself strapped in and ready to go. And of course, subscribe for plenty more F1 Manager 2022 content. I'm raring to go in this episode. I'll do what you guys asked. I'll get rid of my ugly mug so that you can see everything that's happening on screen throughout today's episode. So here we go then. First things first, we've got a development point to give Fernando Alonso. Let's give him 1 in defending. His contract is running out in a couple of weeks, and the reason I don't want to extend Alonso's contract is because he's 43 years old. He's going to be 44 next season. He will be declining pretty soon, or retiring. And although he's won 4 World Championships, I don't really know why it says 5. He's only won 4. Yeah. That must be some sort of glitch. Apparently he's a 5-time world champion now. What about Pierre Gasly? Let's have a look at his statistics. Still 0. But, yeah, I think, Fernando Alonso, we've done it now. We did what we wanted to do with him. He had an incredible first season with us. This last season, although he won more races, he wasn't as good, and he was making more and more mistakes, certainly towards the end of the season, and he very, very nearly threw it all away. So I think now it's time to say goodbye. We've had a very good time with him. Pierre Gasly, I was expecting him to make the step up this year. He hasn't done that. It's certainly been a regression on the last season. I think he could have easily won the World Championship in 2023, but yeah, I mean, again, he nearly won it at the end, but I think that was more Fernando Alonso throwing it away, and Max Verstappen seemingly not able to compete with Fernando Alonso at certain points in the season, and I think that's why he's got very good attributes. He's still 28. He's got room to grow. We could keep him, but I do kind of want to go out there and get some fresh blood, especially with the likes of Leclerc and Sainz, running out of contract towards the end of this year. I really want to get Lewis Hamilton in for Fernando Alonso. I want to get him his 8th world title that he deserves. You know, I want to do that in this season. Now, Charles Leclerc has had a very good run of things so far. 2nd, 4th, and 4th in the Ferrari. Carlos Sainz, uber consistent as well. 3rd, and 6th. The most recent season being his most disappointing, but before that he was definitely very, very consistent. And if you look at his attributes, he should be a very consistent driver. But he is 30 years old now, so you know, getting towards that slight decline, I suppose. What I would absolutely love is Lando Norris in the 2nd car. So we might try and get both Hamilton and Norris, because Norris's buyout fee is only $5.5 million. We have been saving up money. We've got $53 million in the bank to try and get those deals sorted, and we can actually do that now. There's no real need to wait until the end of the season. So let's see if we... Oh, no, hang on. Let's see if we can get Lewis Hamilton in for Pierre Gasly. Let's see if we can do that. We'll give him a 2-season contract. I'm sort of accepting that it's going to be nearly $30 million that we're going to have to give him. This really doesn't like going up, does it? But I just wish you could type in a value. I mean, he's on 29.6 million as it stands. This is a massive contract for Lewis. And of course, it's going to cost us nearly 5 million to break the contract. We'll go 28 million on that. We'll say... give him 220,000 starting bonus, race bonus of 120,000. Let's offer him the contract and see what he fancies. He's happy with that. Oh, he might accept this. Yay! There you go. Very good. So we've got Lewis Hamilton in for 2 seasons then. He is going to come and replace Pierre Gasly. So let's do this. Let's do it. Why is it going to cost us that much? Must be 16 million to buy out Lewis. Okay, right. Here he comes then. Lewis Hamilton has joined Aston Martin. Very good. Very, very good. Okay. And the 2nd seat... well, let's see if we can get Lando Norris to replace Fernando. Let's go for 2 seasons there. What's it cost to break his contract? I think it said 4 million or something, didn't it? The problem is that there's a cost to breaking out Fernando's contract here of 500,000, which we wouldn't have. Yeah, let's go for... yeah, I think he's on a fairly hefty contract. Is Mr. Norris. I think he needs to be on quite that much. If I could be bothered to bring him all the way down, then I would. Don't think it's... yeah. This is the problem, isn't it? Don't really want to give him $500,000 every time he finishes in the top 6. That should be a given for us, so... let's keep going. I think we're getting an upgrade on Alonso, quite honestly. You know, particularly Lewis. Let's go for that. He's happy with that, happy with that. He's not happy with the starting bonuses. Right, let's reduce his salary offer, because he seemed to be absolutely fine with that. I'm so annoyed that we have to go up again now. I mean, this is going to be quite the offer, isn't it? Let's just go for that. I know his race target bonus won't be anywhere near, but right, okay. Back to negotiation. Let's get that up towards 500,000. Let's go for 440,000. His patience is running out slightly, so we've got to be a little bit careful. Patience is low. So we're going to have to go for it a little bit more on this contract. Here we go. Oh, he declined that offer. Right. I mean, should we go for 3 seasons? Surely that's going to be what he actually wants. Oh, no! No, we can't offer him. Oh, well, maybe if we wait till the end of the season we can. So I think now... Let's do that. Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, look at those. Let's get his engineer sorted out. Yeah, so... Yep, there we go. So Lambiasi will be there. I'm hoping that Lewis has already got affinity with Pete Bonington. Hey, great affinity. Perfect. Perfect. That's what we like to see. So we're going to have the Lewis Hamilton-Pete Bonington partnership start up again, which is lovely. Let's have a little read through that. So, championship successes. On behalf of the board, I want to extend a very eager congratulations to winning both Drivers' and Constructors' Championship. Our confidence has clearly been well placed. So, Fernando Alonso won that, and of course, we won the Constructors. Difficult race. 2024 season results. You can have a look at those on the screen, which is fantastic. Awesome stuff. Only 2 drivers didn't score. That was Nico Hülkenberg and Mick Schumacher. Yeah, real shame there for both those drivers. So there you go. Fernando Alonso wins the World Championship. Congratulations, says T. Chung. Car development has now been locked. He says thank you. Upcoming board review as well is coming. Okay, let's continue on then to our board performance review day. Right, so Drivers' Championship 1. Fernando Alonso in 8th place. Very good. And Constructors' Championship 1 as well. 2 on the spin, but I don't think we can count on that again next season. So we completed our objectives. Very good. Nice, so the team's rating is going up. There we go. Let's have a little look. So welcoming Lewis Hamilton. I'll attach a link to their profile. Very good. So he will be around for the next couple of seasons. And then we'll probably do something similar to what we did with Fernando Alonso. So give him his swan song. Regulation changes for 25. Of course, the cost cap is going up slightly, but look at that. Everything is getting reduced, which I think is going to give a massive advantage to other teams trying to get their development right. Let's just have a little look and see if we can actually grab Lando Norris yet. No, he's still not interested. I don't know how long that takes to reset, but we did try our best to get him. Just didn't seem to want to happen. So staff changes. That position will be vacant at the end of the season. We've got those locked in until the end of 2026. Driver changes. We've got Hamilton secured until the end of 2025. Of course, we've got Piastri as well. Piastri can be moved up. I do think, ridiculously, I think, does it cost to break his contract? Yeah, well, maybe that's that. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Right. Let's see. Right, let's continue on then. So, front wing complete. Unused scouts, well, yeah. So, front wing research complete. I don't know if we'll get any more research done before the turn of the year. Definitely won't get front wing done. What about side pods? No, I think chassis is the shortest. Oh! Suspension, we might manage that. If we chuck all of the engineers on that, yeah, we will get some more side pods. Sorry, suspension research done. That's quite good. Rear wing research done. Let's see if we can get a chassis one as well. It's going to be pretty tight. Oh, just about. Oh, well, we'll get that. That's good. Right. So rear wing and the rear wing and front wing sorted out. We're gonna have a decent amount of research actually, which is good. I want to keep this money in the bank until the end of the year, basically. Obviously all of our contracts are going to expire. Team of poor condition. Yeah, we're going to have to just refurbish that, aren't we? That's annoying. 3 million. Lost it. That's sorted. Very good. Oscar Piastri's got a couple of development points. Let's see if we can get him up. People have been saying go for pace. I think he needs to be a bit more balanced, in my opinion. He has a development point. He is 80 rated, so... depending on costings, we might try and keep him for next season. Right then, underfloor research is done as well, and so is the chassis. So all of that is sorted out. Our scouts are still done for. So we've got the end of the season. We need to go and grab a second driver now. Of course. Oh, he's 92 rated. Huh. Is Lando in? Oh, Lando is interested again. I just think on age alone, Lando makes sense, but then Charles Leclerc is also very young. Hamilton and Leclerc could be a good partnership. Let's try again for Lando Norris. Let's just go for that. And let's see if we can get him on that contract I was thinking up before. So 12 million and 600,000 there. Let's see. Contract declined. Let's go on the 3 seasons. Yeah, why is that declined? His patience is low now. I think this is our last chance to get Lando Norris. Yeah, he's done. He's done. Right, so, no Lando Norris. Right, who do we go for now? I mean, Ricciardo, lots of people have said you should go for Ricciardo. I would love to, but look at his buyout fee. That is fairly ridiculous, to be fair. Stroll. No. Hulkenberg is free agent as well. I'm hoping he gets picked up. Ocon is a free agent. I didn't notice that. He's 89 rated. Let's have a look at his attributes. Not quite as good as Leclerc, are they? But then Leclerc's attributes aren't as good as Carlos Sainz. Ha. 10 race wins. Carlos Sainz, I think, only has 4. I mean, Ocon has 2, doesn't he? I mean, Alonso's still there. We could still go for a Fernando. Oh. I mean, Carlos Sainz is still a good age, isn't he? What an awesome driver lineup that would be. Who's better? So overtaking 91, 91. 91, 93, 91. So basically, his big 5 are 91 and a 93 in the middle. 91, 93, 91, 92, 91, 91. Right, let's see how much it would cost for a certain Carlos Sainz in car 2. 2 seasons. I mean, this could be a lot of money that we're putting in here. I have no idea what sort of contract he's going to accept. I'm going to start off at 10 million and see if that's enough. It might not be. But yeah, I don't get how we couldn't get Lando Norris. I don't understand that. So we'll start off at 10 million for him. And we'll say 100,000 on the starting bonus. 100,000 on the race bonus. And then target of 6th. Let's see. Salary is the issue here. Let's go for 12.5. I don't know if this is going to be anywhere near. Medium patience. 15, I suppose, is the next logical place. But this was the issue we had with Hamilton last year. This is starting to get a lot of money now. Let's go to 18 million, and I think this is going to be our final offer. Nah. Right. So no Carlos Sainz next season. Hang on, he accepted it. Hey! Okay. Right, let's hire him then. Nice. Job done. Well, that is a pretty awesome driver lineup, isn't it? Goodness me. Are they good? Wow. Sainz and Hamilton are our drivers for the next season. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Right, Hamilton has a development point. I mean, how does it get any better than this? Let's pop it in this stat. Cool. And, okay, I think we're pretty much ready to go. We need to get a technical chief, so we could go for Pierre Vaca. I have no concept of how much money he will want. Let's go for that. He's not happy. Let's go for 5 million. Hey! That's enough. Perfect. Right. Confirm the hire. So we've got Pierre Vaca now as our staff. I mean, we are pretty much maxed out. Race engineers wise, we've got pretty much the best that we can have. Of course, Lambiasi. Probably the weak link in that. But Dirk de Beer, probably the best out of everybody. So, yeah, really, really happy. Really happy with that. We have absolutely maxed everybody out as much as we can. A couple of people asked, why weren't you thinking about Max Verstappen? Well, basically, look at his buyout fee. And also, I don't like Max Verstappen. So, yeah. And why would I pick Verstappen over Hamilton, who is just overall better than Verstappen in this game? So, yeah. Verstappen's still on a high growth potential, believe it or not, at the age of 27. Carlos Sainz, he's on average. Piastri's still on high, and he'll be a little bit concerned he's not being promoted yet, but you know, he's 81 rated. That's just not in the same league as those two. So I think let's continue on. Let's start our new season and get into it. So, welcome to the new season. It's time to review the regulations. So, sponsor obligations, that's the first thing we need to look at. We like to do a bit of that, don't we? So, yeah. Just to get a little bit more money in the bank. Yeah, I think pretty much everything is fine. 118 million pre-season lump sum. Income per race is 4.5. Very good. Looks good to me. These are our objectives. So they want us to finish first or above. They want us to be the long-term objective of Constructors Champion. So yeah, I mean, that's still the thing. Our balance, so they're giving us 18.4 million, so we've got 22 million to go into the season. Obviously, all of this, so we've done a bit of research, but you can see how much further behind we are going to be. So we could have a terrible car. That really could happen. Sport and regulations, we've still got double points and fastest lap bonus points, sorry. All of that remains the same. Okay, right, continue on then. So, powertrains, we have had Ferrari power for the last couple of seasons. I think we want to probably stay with that. Let's stick with Ferrari for the next season. So there you go. We are ready to rock and roll into the next season. Let's just have a quick look at car analysis. It's looking like our car is decent. I don't know if that's just carried over from last year. Let's just change the team and see who were pretty good last season. Red Bull were pretty good. McLaren don't look so clever. Alpine don't. Mercedes look mid-pack. What about Williams? So I think this is right. I think we're going to start with a strong car again by the looks of that, which is really good. So, car development open now. We've got the ATR period, ATR allocations. Of course, we're going to have the least. New regulations are in effect. Yeah, VACA, new technical chief. Internal car report. That all looks good. Team roster update. So, Ocon has gone to Red Bull to replace Sergio Perez. So that's the first real change that we've seen that's not been enforced. Let's look at Ferrari. So Leclerc stays. Gasly has gone to Mercedes to partner George Russell. Sergio Perez has joined Ferrari. I was hoping that would be Fernando Alonso, but that is a pretty strong lineup at Ferrari. I'm assuming Alonso's gone back to Alpine then. We've got Sebastian Vettel at Alpine, Mick Schumacher at Haas. Kevin Magnussen is still at Alpine. Yeah, Ocon. What? No, where was Kevin Magnussen? No, Magnussen has left Haas to go to Alpine. Zhou Guanyu is now at Haas. Bottas is still at McLaren. Daniel Ricciardo at Alfa Romeo. Lando Norris at McLaren. Antonio Giovinazzi is at Alfa Romeo. I feel like Alonso's going to be at Williams or something ridiculous. Alex Albon is still at AlphaTauri. Yuki Tsunoda still at Williams. Oh my goodness, Alonso doesn't have a seat. The world champion does not have a seat. Nicholas Latifi is back at Williams. What on earth has happened there? That is ridiculous. Wow. I think it was Tsunoda and Hulkenberg No, it was Stroll and Hulkenberg, wasn't it? So Tsunoda didn't have a seat last season, but I think Tsunoda was there during season 2. So Fernando Alonso is off the grid. And I feel like other big names are off as well. So Alonso's not there. Who else has failed to get a seat? Of course, Hulkenberg has. And, well, that's it. Stoffel Van Dorn, I suppose, hasn't got even a reserve driver role. But yeah, that's a big shock that nobody's gone for Alonso. But I'm assuming it's those wage demands. You know, they were just too high. Too high. George Russell's pretty cheap still, isn't he? That's crazy. But look at us. We are bossing it out there. But Ocon at Red Bull, I wonder if he can outgun Max Verstappen. Because he's been very, very consistent so far. But, yeah, very interesting. So, yeah, welcoming those drivers and team managers to the team. Let's get on to some development. I think we probably want to do an underfloor upgrade before the season kicks off. I think that would be sensible. Let's use a decent amount of our stuff. I'm going to limit myself to just balanced presets. From now on, we'll put 6 guys on this. It'll be a normal. Well, we could go intense, I suppose, couldn't we? Which will increase the expertise of it. Let's go for a front wing upgrade as well. Basically want to go for all of the things that'll give us the most performance before the start of the season. We'll go intense on that as well. And let's go rear wing. Basically use the rest of our resources on that. Do an intense one on that as well. Okay, very good. Right. Let's continue on. So 2025 we are in now. facility upgrade's going to be complete. Very nice. So read of the emails. Up and coming drivers. Oh, 39 rated. Goodness me. Right, helipad. Let's get that refurbished. Weather centre needs upgrading probably at this point. Unused scouts. Oh. Yeah, I mean I don't actually think there's much point in scouting things at the moment. As I say, I mean we've got everybody we could ever want really on that behalf. Carlos Sainz has got a development point. Let's go for his overtaking. Looks like Piastri has as well. Let's go for that. Cool. Scout drivers then. So Vettel's the only one we don't have any detailed scouting on. I can't believe he's not retired yet. Zhou Guanyu as well. 84 rated now. Let's continue on. Team hub is complete. Anything for our staff? Pete Bonington's got one. Let's go for that. And he's got one as well. Let's go for chassis. Lambiasi, yes, communication, we'll up that. That's the thing that he's really struggling with. Boardroom, poor condition. Get that refurbished then. And race simulators as well. And this is the problem, we're going to be spending a hell of a lot of money refurbishing our facilities now. So front wing sorted out. Let's get that manufactured, get 4 of them. And that should be well in time for the next Grand Prix. Let's get ourselves a new design. Let's go for chassis. Intense. Perfect. Right, continue on then. Definitely seems to be running a lot slower than it has done in the past. Yep. Rear wing design is complete now. Get 4 of them sorted out. Looks like we're going to have a pretty much completely B-spec car by the time the Bahrain Grand Prix rolls around, which is rather nice. Okay. Manufacturing of the front wing is complete, so let's get it on car 1 and car 2. We'll see after pre-season testing where the car is. Underfloor. It's done now. So welcome to the 2025 season. We watched as Aston Martin won that with Oscar Piastri being crowned. That's hilarious. That is a massive glitch, isn't it? Surely he hasn't... No, he hasn't. Yeah. Just checking it's not glitching. But that is funny. So I wonder if he's car number 1, is he? No. Let's keep pushing up Piastri's stats. Okay, Cool. Oh, I think the underfloor needed manufacturing, didn't it? Yeah, that's fine. So, testing results. Looking pretty good in cornering at the very least, which I think is where the bulk of your performance comes from. Chassis development has been completed. This is the rear wing. And some scouting has been done as well. So how long's Vettel's contract? He's still got 2 years left. Crikey. Get those done. Car part development, new project. Let's go for some suspensions. Again, this will be done before the start of the season. Let's go for another rear wing, sorry. That one I don't think will be. That's okay. Cool. Chassis design complete. 4 of them. Yeah, we don't have any of them yet. Okay, cool. Nice. Continue on. More pre-season testing results. Final design complete. We've got 4 emergency ones of them made. Let's get that on the car. Let's get the underfloor on the car as well. Side pods. Manufacturing. That's fine. Front wing is on. And I think the chassis will be on as well. There we go. Perfect. Right. So, pre-season test results. Again, looking pretty good. Looking very, very good, really. Up-and-coming driver there. ATR period did start. Hospitality area needs upgrading. Just need to be a little bit careful on monies. Okay, right, let's continue on then. Let's get towards the race weekend. And race prep is about to begin. So, can we get ourselves a victory in Bahrain and repeat the 1-2 from last year? We absolutely dominated the Grand Prix last year. It could well be another similar performance if our car analysis is anything to go by. We do look very, very strong in many areas of the car. So it could well be a 3rd consecutive title for us this season. Red Bull are looking pretty good. McLaren not so much. What about Mercs? Mercs I think are going to be fairly far back with Gasly and Russell. What about Ferrari? Yeah, Ferrari struggling in the same sort of areas as last year. The drivers could definitely be in a pickle. Let's just have a little look at driver contracts, by the way. So, Hamilton, of course, has got a year, or 2 years. Verstappen's got 2 years, so has Sainz. Russell's going to expire at the end of the year. As is Perez, he only got a 1-year contract. As is Leclerc, so only a 1-year contract for those two. Ocon has got 2 years. Norris is at the end of the season, as is Bottas. Oh my goodness, Pierre Gasly only got a year. Wow. Lots of people are going to be under pressure. Let's just double check this. Oh, he's got 6 championship wins now, apparently. Oh, that's so glitchy. I love it. I love it. What about Verstappen? How many has he got? Only 2. There we go. Oh, that's funny. Anyway, I'll go and have a little break. 45 minutes of constant yapping. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Who's going to get pole position out of those two? Right then, after a day's break, change of clothes, all of that good stuff, we are ready, refreshed, and raring to go for the start of this season. Let's go for it then. Sponsor obligations, they're expecting us to easily get through to Q3, or at least Q2, so we'll just go with what we were doing last season. Both cars to reach Q3, both cars to qualify in the top 5, both cars to finish in the top 5 would be quite nice, and we'll get ourselves a race position streak of both drivers finishing in the top 5 for 5 consecutive races. Right then, let's get ourselves into the first race of the season. I cannot wait. Hopefully you guys are the same. Lewis Hamilton versus Carlos Sainz. Here we go. For the 2025 season. Can we get ourselves another Constructors' World title?
Of Formula One. Bahrain might have a small land footprint, but it's showing its big spirit right now in the grandstands. Either way, it's time for another fantastic weekend of Grand Prix racing. The Bahrain International Circuit is a challenging track, and the cars routinely have to brake from high gear to low to take the narrow turns. With the need for downhill braking, the risk of locking up is one drivers will need to manage. It's all about focus and balance to get victory here. At this early stage in the season, there are still plenty of opportunities for things to change. In this sport, there simply are no guarantees. Let the weekend begin!
Right then, here we go. Ready for the season. Let's just have a little look at what we're expecting strategy-wise. So, a 2-stop strategy. That'll be definitely interesting. I'll stick with you this weekend. Why don't we go and do practice with both of our drivers? We'll see where we're at, and hopefully we can do a good job. It'll be nice to hear Pete Bonington and Lewis Hamilton together again after a season apart. We're going to be starting on the hard tyres for both of our drivers. We're going to do 18 laps, and we'll see how that gets on for us. So here we go, manage practice 1, and let's see where we're up to.
Yeah, all good.
Right then. So let's send the 7-time world champion out there first. And I do just feel completely awful that Fernando Alonso does not have a seat to defend his world championship with. What a shame for him. Now, does Lewis Hamilton? No, he doesn't have his yellow helmet. What a shame. He does have his number, weirdly enough, but there we go. Lewis off on his way. Carlos Sainz is getting out there as well. We'll see how they get on for their 18 laps. Should be fairly quick to get this communicated, get the setup right, and see exactly where the car is. So Lewis Hamilton, just a 10th quicker than Sainz, sorry. Charles Leclerc, much quicker early on here, and that'll be interesting to keep an eye on. Where is the general pace of everybody around here? Lewis Hamilton does seem half a 10th quicker than Carlos Sainz so far. It's kind of what you'd expect. So 3 out of 5 already. That's nearly 4 out of 5 now for both drivers. I'm expecting Hamilton to get there first. We might
Give us a balance check.
Do whatever you need to do. I'm not going to go faster.
Okay, Roger.
Okay, cool. So we'll get Hamilton in.
How's the balance?
I'm struggling a lot.
Copy that.
Okay, so cornering looks pretty good. Need a little bit more on the straights. Probably need it to be a bit more that way inclined. That's looking a little bit better for us. Let's try that one for Lewis this time. That's fine. Carlos, again, cornering looking pretty good, but no real way to tell whether that's the correct way to be going with the setup. We'll confirm that once again, and we'll get them straight back out there into the session. We're currently mid-table. I'm assuming that's because we're doing hard tyre running and certainly longer running. But we might be wrong. We might be wrong. Oh, somebody's crashed. Somebody's crashed. I think it's one of the McLarens. Maybe not.
It's a crash.
Let's have a look.
It's more than one car. Here's the replay.
Oh, it's the Williams cars. I think they've collided with each other here. I think they've collided with each other. Oh, that is not good for Tsunoda and Latifi. That is not what you want to see. Right, Hamilton out there. We'll get Sainz out there as well. Where is Hamilton on track? He's got himself a nice little zone. That's good. So, yeah, this is kind of how we go about every weekend. Really, just experimenting with setups in FP1, and we tend to get it pretty close at the end of FP1 and then simulate P2 and P3. Very rarely I will have to do P3 as well to get them fully sorted out. But it's interesting seeing the discrepancy of cars out there.
Sounds like someone's gone wide there.
Stroll running wide. And Stroll now at AlphaTauri. That's an interesting choice for them. Has Zhou Guan Yu not got a drive? Oh, he has for Haas. Okay. Haas currently second at the moment.
And give us a balance check when you can.
Okay. So Hamilton's pretty happy. What about Carlos? Let's have a little look. Hey, nice. Right, I think that might be enough to get us sorted out. Yeah, that might be decent. Let's get some medium tyre running done. Carlos will be coming in as well. Don't know how he feels about his setup. Pretty good. That's what you want to see. Yeah, that's pretty decent actually, isn't it? So let's get him on some medium tyres as well. See if we can do anything for the remainder of the session. So Hamilton will be out first. Yeah, and some nice clear air. And we should see some faster times from these two now. But certainly not an ideal position to be in. We're expecting our car to be fast, but it may not be as fast as we'd hoped. But 9th and 12th now, so moving on up on those medium tyres. Sainz moves into the top 10. Let's just have a little look at our overall lap time. And yeah, within half a second now of Sebastian Vettel. It looks like he's going to top first practice. But I love to see how varied everything is. It's very interesting to see. Now, will Lewis manage to get full feedback by the end of this? I don't think so.
Session is over.
So here we come then. Lewis Hamilton up to the line. His final lap. Doesn't actually improve. So there we go. We finish first practice in 9th and 10th. And pretty much exactly what you'd expect being on medium tyres. We're a lot faster than Gasly, Norris, Tsunoda, Stroll, Latifi, who all completed practice on medium tyres as well. Right, let's get ourselves simulated forward. In session 2, expecting the confidence to be pretty good, and there you go. Carlos Sainz actually quicker than Lewis Hamilton in FP2. Max Verstappen there in 3rd. So, yeah, it's looking pretty much the same in terms of order there. 95%, 97% on the set of confidence.
We'll be kicking off today with the final.
We'll skip that. And then we get into session 3. Let's just see if there's any quick wins here. Quick win there, I think. May well get everything to be optimal for Lewis Hamilton. Anything for Carlos Sainz? Not really. Nothing that we can tell. So let's get them simulated into session 3 and see exactly where the cars are. And, well, Lewis Hamilton quickest this time, and we do seem to be a sizable bit quicker than Red Bull this year, so it could be a bit of a dominating season by the looks of it. We do certainly look the quickest car, 98%, 97% on the setups. If we look at the post-practice report, 13 out of 15 for Lewis Hamilton, and 14 out of 15 for Carlos Sainz. Not entirely sure how he gets more of a boost. He seems to have slightly worse statistics there, which is interesting. Yeah, anyway, right, let's get ourselves into qualifying. Don't think we'll need to do session 1, but we will go through to session 2, and we will control that. But there you go, Carlos Sainz and Lewis Hamilton very, very close to each other. A couple of tenths ahead of Max Verstappen. Going out in Q1 then, Mick Schumacher in the Haas, Alex Albon, Yuki Tsunoda, Lance Stroll and Nicholas Latifi rounding up the pack. Right, so let's get ourselves into session 2. I'd quite like to use used tyres here. See if we can get ourselves through. So here we go into Q2. Let's see how we get on.
Yeah, ready is good.
So I want to go about halfway through the session. Very intrigued to see who comes out on top in the battles, the Mercedes battle in particular, and the Red Bull battle. That's the other one I really cannot wait to see. Right, let's get them out there. So Sainz is going to be first, and then we'll hop on board with Lewis Hamilton. So let's hop on board with them as Carlos Sainz goes purple in the first sector on his used tyres. Lewis Hamilton past the Alfa Romeo there of Daniel Ricciardo. Or was it Giovinazzi? Not entirely sure. Lewis Hamilton coming through the first sector. Only green. So Lewis Hamilton 0.04 of a second slower than Carlos Sainz in that first sector. Sainz now coming through the middle sector. Where's he going to get up to as he flies through that middle sector? He goes purple through there as well. What was that? A 39.9. What can Lewis Hamilton do? We'll keep our eyes peeled on that in a second. Sainz coming around the final corner now. He's surely going to go quickest here on this evidence. Here he comes. He's coming up to the line then, Carlos Sainz. Is it going to be into the 28s? It's not quite. It's a 129.4, and that does put him a tenth and a half ahead of Carlos Sainz. Of Max Verstappen. These two are very, very close. Lewis Hamilton within thousandths of Carlos Sainz so far. He flies round the final corner now. If he can go slightly quicker than Sainz, he will be quickest in Q2. He comes up to the line. It's going to be a 1:29.3, which does put him fastest. It was a 29.4 in the end, but 2 thousandths quicker than his teammate Carlos Sainz. And that should be more than enough to get through to Q3. So very, very close from both of our boys there. Max Verstappen is in third, Ocon fourth, couple of tenths behind him. Leclerc fifth, then Perez in sixth. Russell in sixth. Perez is in seventh. Magnussen eighth, Zhou ninth, and Pierre Gasly rounding out the top 10 for Mercedes. Interesting to see Zhou Guanyu in that top 10 for Haas. Very, very impressive from him, because Mick Schumacher, of course, not quite there. He was out in Q1.
Like someone's locked up.
So Daniel Ricciardo, he's going to be first through.
Okay, that's is the end of the session.
Can Daniel Ricciardo now get into the top 10? Here he comes then. Daniel Ricciardo up to the finish. Where's he going to go? He goes up to fourth. What a lap that is. Perez now coming up to the line. What can he manage? He goes fifth. Magnussen was too slow. What about Verstappen? Can he improve? No, he can't. Gasly goes fourth. What about Norris? Can he get into the top 10? He goes seventh. Vettel comes through. He goes fourth. Giovinazzi, can he get into the top 10? No. Zhou Guanyu trying to get into the top 10. He can't manage it. Russell, he's sixth. What about Ocon? He's the man in danger at the moment. He goes third. What about Leclerc? He goes third. What about Bottas? Can Bottas get into the top 10? No, he can't. He goes 12th. And wow, what a very, very close end to that qualifying session. Lewis Hamilton ends up quickest. Charles Leclerc pops up into third. But his teammate Sergio Perez was on the edge. Going out in Q2 then, Lando Norris, Valtteri Bottas, Kevin Magnussen, Zhou Guanyu, and Antonio Giovinazzi. Right then, into Q3 we go. We've got 2 sets of new soft tyres. Kind of tempted to try and use used tyres to take pole position. Nah, let's not be cocky about it. Let's use our brand new soft tyres. But we'll do just the one run to give ourselves the options in the race of having a brand new set of soft tyres. So here we go then. It's Max Verstappen on pole at the moment at 1:29.2. Leclerc in second, Ocon third, Russell fourth, Vettel fifth, Ricciardo in sixth, Perez seventh, and Pierre Gasly in eighth position. Right then, let's get the boys out there. Lewis Hamilton is going to be the last man over the line, and I'm excited to see if Hamilton can come out on top over his teammate Carlos Sainz. They're both on brand new soft tyres. Everybody else is unused, so I don't think we're going to see the big improvements from anybody else. But let's watch Carlos Sainz as he goes through his lap. Here we go then. Who is going to come out on top? Is it going to be Max Verstappen? Is it going to be Lewis Hamilton? Is it going to be Carlos Sainz? As we go on to our final qualifying lap, and we're looking for a third consecutive Bahrain Grand Prix victory. Are we going to be able to do it? Let's see if anybody is improving. A couple of people have. Perez and Gasly improving in the first sector. Here comes Carlos Sainz through that first sector. It's only green, so slower than Max Verstappen as it stands. What about Lewis Hamilton as he comes through the first sector split? Is he going to manage to go purple? No, only green. Right then, Carlos Sainz going into the middle sector of this race, and you can see 25.5s is what we've managed so far. Lewis Hamilton slightly slower than his teammate Carlos Sainz. Verstappen doesn't manage to improve. Gasly doesn't either. What about Vettel? He can't manage it either. Russell comes up to the line, no improvement. What about Ocon? Can he get into the top 2? No, he can't. Ricciardo doesn't improve, and I don't think Perez is going to either. So Perez will start 7th. So here we go then. Sainz purple in the middle sector. Lewis Hamilton goes purple in the middle sector. Now then, Carlos Sainz is racing up to the line. Can he take pole position? For the moment, he does. Carlos Sainz takes pole position at 1:29.1. Lewis Hamilton then. Let's see what he can do as he comes up to the line. A 1:29.1 to beat. He gets a 1:29.133, and that is pole position for the 7-time world champion. What a debut for him. He takes pole position from the clutches of his teammates, Carlos Sainz, right at the end there. Max Verstappen will start P3. What a race we're in for.
The time has come to fight it out. It's race day.
We saw a magnificent display of talent from Aston Martin during qualifying. This is as good a grid for them as anyone can hope for. This weekend, Red Bull displayed real promise during qualifying, but will they fulfill that potential by the time they reach the checkered flag? And the weather is sunny here today, apart from a few clouds. Let's hope they remain scattered on the horizon.
And there's going to be a lot for the teams to handle. So will the drivers and their cars be able to cope with the pressure? Let's find out right here at the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Right then, we are ready and raring to go here for the race. It's going to be an interesting one. I think we're going to go for a 2-stop out on the softest tyres. Potentially will be even better if we do it that way, though. I do seem to think that this will be much quicker. Yeah, I think potentially start on the medium tyres, end on the softs towards the end of the Grand Prix. I think we have got the pace to do that. So let's go for that. So medium, hard, soft for Lewis Hamilton. What about Carlos Sainz? I suppose exactly the same. Medium, hard, and soft. Let's see what we can do then. Here we go. Let's get ourselves into the race. We will add a little bit more fuel. Use a little bit of ERS deployment at the start of the race to see how we get on here. And it's time for the first race of the 2025 season. Here we go.
The drivers are lined up tonight under mostly clear skies. And here we've got Lewis Hamilton. He won today. Let's see if they can take advantage of that position. And further back, there's Sainz. They're in second place on the grid, but that could so easily change in the first few seconds of the race. And we're just moments away now. And this is it, the Bahrain Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go.
So lights out, away we go then. Lewis Hamilton off to the flyer here. Max Verstappen trying to follow him through as Carlos Sainz has a look down the inside of turn 1, but Lewis Hamilton stays in front, but they are side by side as they go through turn 2, and Lewis Hamilton manages to get away there very, very cleanly, and he'll be trying to push on in this first lap, try and get more than a second in front of Carlos Sainz. Good start for both drivers on the medium tyres. I think we'll probably be the only drivers in the field on the mediums. That is correct. Everybody else on the soft tyres, so that could keep everybody within range of us during this first stint and not allow us to push on and pull clear. But there you go then. Lewis Hamilton managing to gain a decent gap in that first sector, trying to use that ERS deployment, push on, and you can see Carlos Sainz going with him as well, and we are pulling away slightly from Max Verstappen behind, but this could be a race-long battle between two incredible drivers. And there we go then, Lewis Hamilton is leading the way. And we now have Lewis defending from Carlos Sainz as we push to try and get more than a second ahead of Max Verstappen before the start of lap 3. So there you go, they have managed it now, and Carlos Sainz pulls to the outside. I think they are going to have a little look here at an overtake. We go neutral, and Carlos Sainz trying to outbrake his teammate Lewis Hamilton, doesn't manage it. And actually now is in the clutches of Max Verstappen behind Lewis Hamilton. Defending well. And now Carlos Sainz will have to try and get more than a second ahead with Max Verstappen through this lap. I don't really want to use any more ERS deployment. But it could bring Max into the battle if we don't. So let's deploy again. See what we can do here. So Lewis Hamilton leading the way by 1.06 seconds. Looks like Carlos Sainz behind is closing in slightly. You'd imagine through this middle and final sector, that is where we are going to have the big advantage over Red Bull. But I'll tell you what, Max Verstappen is following us as it stands, and could well have a good run into turn 4 on Carlos here. As Lewis Hamilton comes round, this is probably going to be fastest lap as he comes over the line. And there you go, fastest lap.
DRS enabled.
By Lewis Hamilton. We do have somebody running wide, and that's Nicholas Latifi at the back. A shame for him. And here we go then, Lewis Hamilton still leading the way. Carlos Sainz in second. Max Verstappen in third. Can Sainz get more than a second ahead before the next DRS zone? That's a big question. Sainz may well have got into the DRS zone of Lewis here, and he has done, which should hopefully try and pull him away a little bit from Max Verstappen. What it has done is maybe pulled Max Verstappen into this battle as we head on to lap 4 of this Grand Prix. We've now got Carlos Sainz having a good look at Lewis Hamilton. Is he going to have a look round the outside of the final corner? No, but he stays back. He's going to have DRS here, and I think Carlos Sainz is going to be leading this race for the first time. So here we go. Lewis Hamilton goes to defend the inside line.
Looked like a clean lap there as well, mate.
And that is fastest lap for Carlos Sainz as well. Lewis Hamilton now down into second position. He's going to follow Carlos Sainz through this first sector. He's going to have DRS to try and come back at him. Lewis Hamilton pulls to the outside. Carlos Sainz has got the inside line, and they go side by side. No contact there. Oh, lots of sparks, so very worrying. But Carlos Sainz maintains the lead of this Grand Prix, and now very much looks like a six-way battle for the win here. So time to zoom on a little bit as Lewis Hamilton retakes the lead of the Grand Prix. He's passed Carlos Sainz. And remember, we are on medium tyres. We're not on as fast a tyre as the Red Bulls behind. And that's sort of skewing things a little bit, I think. But they should last longer I think soon we will start pulling away. So Sainz leading the race over his teammate Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton's going to be straight back through. And generally, you think Hamilton's probably got a little bit more pace than Carlos.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
I'll tell you what, Max Verstappen is sticking with the action. Vettel is now passed. Vettel and Perez have passed Ricciardo. Gasly has as well. And that was Vettel running wide, so that's quite a gulf between the top 6 and those behind. But our car's leading the way as it stands. Their tyres are going to drop off the cliff very, very soon, probably within the next couple of laps. So we need to keep an eye on that, and when that happens, that is when
They've moved up a place.
that is when we're going to have a huge chance. And there you go, you see their tyres now going to drop below 50%, and this is where we will really push forward. So let's see how our cars are getting on. Lap 11 of this Grand Prix. I think we now need to go balanced on the fuel. We don't want to be running it close.
And think about increasing lift and coast just a little.
Okay.
So, coming around the final corner, Carlos Sainz is going to have DRS. Pulls to the inside. Is he going to make the move on Lewis? Doesn't look like it. And what we don't want is these two making a mess of things, having a crash like we had in Silverstone last year with Gasly and Fernando Alonso. And there we go, Sainz down the inside, Hamilton holding him to account, but just drops in behind sensibly. I'm sure Hamilton will be straight back through here as we head into the next DRS zone. Here we go then. Lewis Hamilton DRS, and Sainz comes over to defend valiantly there. And in fact, Lewis Hamilton will have to wait another lap. At the very least, here he goes on the start-finish straight. And Hamilton is through this time. Very good. So I think we need to push on a little bit now. I'm actually going to harvest the energy with both drivers just to
Was that a lock-up on the track?
pull up a little bit of a buffer. So 3.5 ahead of Ocon. Even with harvesting, we are quicker than the Max Verstappen, by the way. He's come in early. He'll be looking to perform a little bit of an undercut. Tsunoda locks up as well. So yeah, lots of people in the pits now. And they're side by side. Look at this. Duel in the desert for Lewis Hamilton, part 2. And they're both very close to their pit window. And just like last year, it'll be whoever gets to the pit window in the lead, they'll get priority of when they want to come in. So yeah, lots of people in the pits onto the hard tyres now. We should have enough of a buffer, really. So I think now is the time to attack.
Pressure on Lewis, you can do this.
So here we go. Lewis Hamilton starting to attack. I think Sainz is going to come in a couple of laps' time. So whoever's leading the way going into the next lap will come in next lap. And it looks like Lewis Hamilton. So Hamilton is going to be the one coming in. Moving on to his hard tyres. We'll do the same with Carlos, but delay his by a lap. Very good. So it's Lewis Hamilton leading the way. Let's have a look at their first sectors. They're not even personal best, so I'm a little nervous that we'll lose out to Ocon and Verstappen, but hopefully not. So Hamilton leading the way, Carlos Sainz in second. Hamilton goes over to defend, but I think Sainz is going to have him here. Right then, I think time for Hamilton to go back down to standard. Let him go now. So Lewis coming into the pits this lap. Let's see what he can produce. Here we go. Here we go, Lewis Hamilton into the pit lane then. And let's see his first pit stop. Is he going to come out in front of the two Red Bulls? Or is he going to be battling them? He's away. Should be in front, but they are coming at quite a pace. I think Hamilton is safe. Just. Now Carlos might be under a little bit more pressure. We'll see. So Carlos Sainz coming round. First sector. What's Hamilton's first sector going to look like? 49.4. Obviously it's middle sector that we're looking at really. As to who's going to come out where, because Sainz was in the lead as Hamilton came into the pits. 44 flat for Sainz in the middle sector. What about Lewis Hamilton? What can he manage in that middle sector? Hamilton coming through now. Here he comes.
Really?
A 43.5, so he is quicker.
Okay, copy that.
In that middle sector, and Carlos Sainz now into the pits. Lewis Hamilton still going at it like the clappers here. He's coming around the final corner. This might be quite the overcut here, or undercut I should say, for Lewis Hamilton. He's coming past the pit lane now. There's Carlos Sainz. He's leaving the pit lane, and Hamilton back into the lead. So Hamilton now leads this Grand Prix once again. They're still
Just look after this tyre set though.
within a
After it.
second of each other though,
Okay.
so nobody's really met a disadvantage there. Now I think it's time to zoom forward again. As Max Verstappen and Ocon are starting to close in on us a little bit. And the safety car could potentially change a lot of things here.
Looks like there's been a lockup.
We do have a couple of soft and medium soft runners. Leclerc, Russell, Gasly, Ricciardo. I think Leclerc's probably going to get Verstappen at some point. Oh, and that's, well, is that Verstappen that's
We've
made a
just had a
mistake? I
spin.
think it is.
Let's see.
Let's
what
have a look at
happened
this.
there. Now here we see Max Verstappen.
Oh, that is not
Oh
good.
dear, oh dear, oh dear. The car's just gone.
Leclerc nearly went into him as well. Red Bull in a bit of a predicament. Now, Leclerc will catch up to us, you would think. By the end of this stint, as Lewis Hamilton put in a purple final sector there. Definitely a big battle between these two at the moment. Slowly but surely working our way away from
Last lap was a purple lap.
Charles Leclerc. Very good. Here comes Hamilton again. He goes down the inside of turn 4. It's worth zooming on quite a bit because they are just swapping positions as it stands. Now, of course, there could be
Sounds like
a big crash and potentially a safety car. It would switch things up a little bit.
Is that a lockup?
Now, Nicholas Latifi is a long way off everybody here, isn't he? How are Hamilton's tyres doing? So, slightly worse than Sainz's.
Sounds like someone's locked up.
That's Latifi locking up again in this race. I'll tell you what, Max Verstappen not managing to make much ground, is he? Verstappen
They've
there.
gone wide.
Oh, he's still going at it. Pit window entered. Oh, Hamilton! Hamilton, what's happened to him?
That's a spin.
He spun. Lewis
Let's have a
Hamilton
look.
has spun.
Now watch this. Lewis Hamilton involved in this one.
And it was at the final
that
corner.
spin
He
is
was
undoubtedly
leading the way. Wow. Right then, time to attack with both drivers as we head towards our pit window. And wow, for the first time this race, Carlos Sainz has got a little bit of an advantage here. So they're pushing hard here. Optimal pit lap. Let's bring in Carlos Sainz then onto the soft tyres. Brand new soft tyres he'll be putting on. Let's keep an eye on them then. It looks like Carlos Sainz may well get the better of Lewis here. It's going to be down to a mammoth final stint from both. Hamilton will have slightly better soft tyres towards the end, so maybe Hamilton will elongate his stint a little bit to keep fresher tyres for longer. So here we go then, Carlos Sainz in first this time. And Hamilton now retakes the lead of the Grand Prix. So Hamilton We're going to push him now. Switch the strategy a little bit for him. Perhaps bring him in next lap. So Sainz 18.5 seconds behind. He's closing in on Lewis a little bit. Oh, he's closing in a lot actually. Let's have a look at Hamilton's middle sector. Yeah, not his best. Right. Hamilton coming in then.
Okay.
So you can see how much Sainz is pulling out on Hamilton here. Here we go then. Hamilton into the pit box. It's a quick time. He is going to have better tyres than Carlos Sainz, but Sainz has had an almighty undercut. Hamilton away. And 2.6, there goes Carlos Sainz. He's already through. But Hamilton well ahead of Charles Leclerc. Will Hamilton close in on Carlos Sainz? That's the question. 4.4 seconds is the gap.
Okay, that was a purple lap. I'll let you know if the situation changes.
Got yellow flags. And it looks like one of the Ferraris, perhaps
Check
Perez.
out the spin.
Yeah.
Could be that.
Okay.
We have a yellow flag.
Yep.
Now, it could well be that a safety car changes this race towards the end, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. I think Carlos Sainz is going to have it here. Unless something dramatic
I think we've
changes.
had a car run wide.
Carlos Sainz leading the way. He's trying to get past Latifi.
Looked like a clean lap there as well, mate.
What a lap, man!
Wow, that was a great lap from Lewis Hamilton, and 133.5. That was 6/10 quicker than Carlos Sainz there. I think it's time to
Think about
push.
lifting coast.
And let's see who comes out on top here. Hamilton, I think, ever so slightly quicker than Carlos Sainz, lap to lap. He's going to run out of time. He is definitely lapping quicker than him, but he's going to run out of laps. .8 now, the gap. So 3 laps to go. So here we go then. I'm going to attack with both drivers all the way to the checkered flag. Give them everything at their disposal. 2.5 seconds is the gap between Carlos Sainz and Lewis Hamilton. Who is going to be the one to come out on top?
2 more laps.
See, Lewis is definitely slightly quicker than Carlos Sainz in the corners. But he needs to find 1.2 seconds a lap to get there. That spin earlier on from Lewis, that's going to cost him a victory today. But for the second year in a row, it's been our cars that have absolutely dominated the Bahrain Grand Prix. And that's fabulous.
So focus on just bringing your tyre temperatures back under control for the moment.
So
Copy.
Lewis Hamilton within 2.3 now.
So let's cool tyres down.
And coming round, Carlos Sainz has done a really brilliant job in this race. He's been consistent. He's been fast. He's been aggressive. And it's going to be interesting to see who comes out with fastest lap here, because we've got one more lap to go.
Okay, final lap.
Fastest lap for Lewis Hamilton there.
His fastest lap.
A 1:32.6 that time. Should have more than enough fuel and DRS to properly go for this. 2.2 seconds a gap. Hamilton, as I say, lap by lap is closing in on Sainz, but not by enough to get within DRS range, which is what he'd need to really have the overspeed. So Carlos Sainz floating around this final lap, looking very, very good. Keeping an eye on fuel here. We do not want to run out of fuel. We're pushing it. Carlos Sainz now through the middle sector. Down to less than 30% now. Lewis Hamilton still tracing, and it's going to be the final corner then. Carlos Sainz comes out of the final corner, and he is going to win the first race of the season. The Bahrain Grand Prix belongs to Carlos Sainz. Absolutely brilliant from him. Lewis Hamilton finishes second, and it's a battle between the Aston Martins once again.
Okay, that's the checkered flag.
And Carlos Sainz gets his third
We can take a
Grand
look
Prix
now.
victory.
There we go. It's a win for Sainz.
It was Lewis Hamilton in second.
It would be hard pressed to say that they didn't thoroughly deserve that win.
And he knows that he's got a great chance to win the championship this year, following his good friend Fernando Alonso's footsteps.
So we have checkered flag now.
There's a long way to go, but let's keep pushing, guys. I believe in you.
Well done, mate. We believe in you too. But we'll have a chat later.
So very, very good from Lewis Hamilton. You would say he's been the faster of the two drivers this weekend, but a two comes over the checkered flag in first, and it was Carlos Sainz that met it first. I'm sure we'll have a very close battle between these two, I think closer than Alonso and Gasly, because I think, unlike Gasly, I think Sainz will take advantage of situations more. But Lewis making that mistake, that spin, he'll be gutted about that. It could have been the perfect weekend for him.
What a fantastic result for Carlos Sainz. Everyone involved in Formula One dreams of seeing their driver up there on the podium. And with that, the Sainz name remains engraved in F1 history. But there we see the three drivers with the biggest haul of points. And of course, the silverware to boot. Aston Martin having an extremely good day at the track.
Yes, there's definitely cause for celebration here. This team can take anything that's thrown at them and come through even stronger.
After an intense weekend, the team ends in first place in the constructor standings.
The teams now look ahead to the next round, where they'll duel it out in the sand dunes of Saudi Arabia.
Well, I think we have to be absolutely delighted with it. Aston Martin 1-2, Carlos Sainz wins ahead of Lewis Hamilton in second, Charles Leclerc third with George Russell in fourth. Zhou Guanyu and Esteban Ocon finished fifth and sixth, with Pierre Gasly seventh, Magnussen eighth, Bottas ninth, and Daniel Ricciardo rounding out the top 10 for Alfa Romeo. So, of course, Sainz leads the championship ahead of Lewis Hamilton, and we max out the 44 points that we could from this Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton may well have a development point. Yes, he does. What about Carlos Sainz? Yes, very good. And Oscar Piastri, of course, will have to wait. But £5.2 million in profit for this Grand Prix. And I think we can be absolutely delighted with that first race. We have absolutely smashed it out of the park. And there it is for the start of Season 4. If you have enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 Manager content. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.